Hey guys, I'm Leslie with Cannaline.
And I'm Okie Budz, and we're here at Nature's Key facility to take you behind the brand. Let's go. Hey everybody, I'm Okie Budz, and I'm here with Joe Haeger, one of the founders of Nature's Key, and I'm here to ask him a few questions about why he got started, what made him choose edibles, and also what makes him and his company tick. So before we begin, Joe, thanks for having Cannaline and I out today. I really appreciate you taking the time.
No worries, Cody. We love your guys' content, what you're bringing to the Oklahoma cannabis game, and we appreciate the opportunity to be on.
Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And as I told you before we got on the camera, I'm not one to, dilly-dally. Yeah. Let's get right to it, man. I like asking the questions for the people. And what better way to start it off than kind of telling us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got started?
Absolutely, Cody. All great questions. And first, I'd like to say that Nature's Key was founded solely for one purpose. It was to enhance the quality of people's lives through cannabis-based medicine. And me, as well as my partners, saw a vision back in 2017 to do just that by way of edibles. There are a lot of different avenues by which to medicate, but we feel that edibles is the most repeatable, consistent way to that journey and to discovering what works for each individual person. Right. And so, on a personal note, my journey with cannabis started, when I was in high school. I, was your typical recreational weekend smoker, getting after it, and that transcended into college. I had 5 herniated discs through some old sports injuries that had finally come to light, and nothing was allowing me to get better. And so at that point in time, I was headed down a bad path, admittedly, and I said, if I keep doing this, the end result will be bad. So I decided to flush the pills and to start my true medical journey with cannabis. And with a combination of that, as well as some yoga, thank God I was able to come out the other side. And so personally, that is what has inspired me and what is my why behind being in this business. We all have been affected in some way by cannabis, and we want to be an extension to provide that to people. We have 5 main principles that we hold ourselves to. The first one that will always be the most important is education. Okay. We think in order to shatter through the stigma associated with cannabis, and we also do what's called a bud tender university. This is something that we ended up developing last quarter just because we did see a void in the industry. Doing some secret shopping, we'd ask, why this product? And by and large, people couldn't answer that question. Right. And so for us, that raised a red flag that in order to get to the 700 dispensaries that we're present in now, we have to have a foundational push of education. We've been helped along that way by our integrative cannabis doctor. Her name is Dr. June Chin, and she helps contribute to everything that we bring to life here in Oklahoma. Second pillar of our organization is consistency. We are able to accomplish this by way of our technology. Plainly put, we have a 6-figure confectionery machine downstairs that within a month's time we could easily run 1 million gummies, put a second shift on that and do the math. But we have an edge on our competition in that consistency solely because of our technology. Integrity. By integrity, I mean allowing the patient to know from start to finish what our process is like, what they're putting in their bodies, how it has come to be this little uniform shaped gummy, and how it's able to be repeatable time and time again. Furthermore, that transitions into responsibility. Again, with our highest manufacturing processes, with our FDA certified facility and soon to be GMP certified, we feel like we have set the bar for edibles across the state. And then lastly, inclusivity. And what do I mean by that, Cody? Cannabis is unique to each individual person. We're amazed and very happy to see that 10% of the residents of Oklahoma, about 400,000 people, have gotten their medical card already. What Nature's Key wants to be is that brand that can break through to the other 3.5 million that may be on the fence about cannabis, might not exactly be attracted to it as a viable alternative form of medicine and a tool for their toolbox, but by way of educating them about how we've built a line so as to not overwhelm them. That is a strength that we have on any other edibles company out there right now.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, like I said, it has been a while since I've been this excited. I've never been in a kitchen lab or an edibles lab or anything like that. So I apologize for the major Cheshire cat smile I'm going to have on my face all day. I can almost guarantee my cheeks are going to be hurting by the end of this thing. But if you're ready, I say we go take the people down to the lab. You go say what's up to Leslie, and we go see how to make these edibles.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm here with Mark today in the Nature's Key Lab, here to talk about their process.
Well, we have 3 distinct processes for making and infusing edibles. We have our bakery over on this side, we have our chocolate over here, and behind me we have our gummy line. The process is pretty unique. We spent about 6 months developing the process and the recipe, including working with a food consultant that had 25 years experience with Hershey's.
Amazing.
So we have a really good product. We have some standard recipes for both vegan line and for our gelatin line, as well as our gelatin pectin line. And all of our flavors and all of our coloring are all natural. There's no FD&C, so we pride ourselves on that. And each gummy is less than 1 gram of sugar.
So some true medical products is really what you're creating in here.
Yes.
Nice. So Mark, tell me why you guys picked pectin over gelatin.
Well, we wanted a vegan line for the users that like the vegan products, and vegan is growing every year. More and more people are looking for vegan foods, and there's more choices and options out there. So we have a gelatin gummy, a gelatin pectin blend, which is our standard. Then we have our vegan line, which is really our medical line, our combination gummies.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's been a big seller. And the vegan for sublingual melting under your tongue, which is a better experience for the user, melts faster than the gelatin does. So the experience is better sometimes for the user.
So you guys are going for a more exclusive line, but also like a better way to medicate.
Yeah, true medical line, absolutely.
Perfect. I love that. Can you tell me a little bit about this machine?
This is our mini serve form mini. This will deposit about 4,000 gummies in 15 minutes.
Oh wow.
If we can keep the cookers running and cook them fast enough, this machine will do 25,000 gummies an hour.
Wow.
So, but our constraint is being able to cook the batches up fast enough right now.
So production runs fast.
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
we cannot outpace the machine. So,
That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm here with Joe Haeger from Nature's Key. We just came back from the lab. Now we're in the fulfillment center. Will you talk to me a little bit about how your products can go from microdose to high dose?
Absolutely. So Nature's Key prides itself on being able to offer an experience to any patient who might have any need. Now we all know that we're unique individuals that require different things on an individual basis. So Nature's Keys provide a variety of products that can help address whatever need you might have. Our classic line is considered our gelatin gummies, and they start at a ratio of 5 milligrams, and we go all the way up to 50 milligrams in a gummy. And that's what we really cap at in our 1,000 milligram bag, which contains 20 dosed edibles at 50 milligrams a piece.
Wow,
now, if we're looking for what really defines Nature's Key, I would guide us over here to our medical line. Now, what we've effectively done here, we believe, is provide either the first-time user or someone seeking a genuine medical experience the opportunity to find that ideal therapeutic dose without overwhelming them. Now, all of us know someone who we've tried to help, tried to empower by way of cannabis, may have backfired. This line was developed so that never has to happen.
That's amazing.
And so the base of this formulation is 25 milligrams of CBD across the board. And we start out at a ratio of 25 to only 1 milligram of THC. Now, the reason being is because a microdose is considered 2.5 milligrams or below. Okay, so not enough to really feel that psychoactive high, but to start to feel some benefits in the body.
Yeah.
But much like pharmacology, much like alcohol, there are those people that can be sensitive to either or, and cannabis as well. And so that's the reason why we go not 2.5, but 1 milligram. Now from here, we titrate up to a ratio of 25 to 5. Now, I love calling this product the bridge, and the reason being is because if you took one of those gummies and cut it in half, you would actually have 2 true microdoses at 2.5 milligrams apiece. So I like to say one of which you could take in the morning time, the other you could take in the afternoon. That would offer you a bridge to get through to the end of your day when you can really sit in the couch, kind of relax a little bit more and not be as attentive, if necessary. Yeah. From there, we titrate up to a ratio of 25 to 10. Now, the biggest feedback on this one is that this is an amazing sleep combination, especially for the new user. The 10 milligrams enough to really kind of knock them out, but that 25 milligrams of CBD will not allow them to have that heavy kind of cannabis hangover that sometimes we can feel. Yeah. And then we'll titrate all the way up to what is known as a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, look at this. This is a really cool part. If you cut one of those gummies in half, what are you left with? 12.5 milligrams. That's approximately 2.5 milligrams more than our previous dosage. So again, we microdose the patient into finding their therapeutic dose so as to serve their unique individual needs. And we accomplish that by way of our medical line.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining
Absolutely. And then lastly, our newest formulations, we came out with a premium line at the end of last quarter. And this is the first time that we went strain specific. We know that there are a lot of people out there that want to address either daytime use, nighttime use, specific needs. So for example, sleep. I think in the year 2020, it's safe to say that some people were resting uneasy, and myself included.
Yes.
So Nature's Key happened to see a lot of products marketed towards that, and one thing was really wrong and kind of threw a red flag. A lot of the doses were sitting at 5 milligrams of melatonin in addition to their indica-leaning oil. And for us, with our integrative cannabis doctor, she was saying, you guys really need to look at it, and that's a way that you can improve, because 5 milligrams is a quantity that's actually going to start to suppress and or shut off your naturally producing melatonin. So what we did with this product is we did 25 milligrams of indica-leaning oil with only 2 milligrams of melatonin. So that makes for a really nice night's rest, but you aren't going to jeopardize putting your own internal system at risk by overdosing on the melatonin. Another formulation we came out with is our Jumpstart. So this is our sativa-leaning product with 10 25 milligram dosed edibles, and we also have cherry terpenes in here. So if you're a big fan of cherry, this is gonna definitely be your jam. I like to say, from a flavor standpoint, it reminds me of the cherry within Luden's cough drops. So very pungent, very present, very tasty. We came out with a hard candy for the first time this past year. We ended up partnering with White Rabbit Labs out of Tulsa, and they have brought to life our root beer candy, available in single serve and or a jar. And then we finally wrap up with this neat thing that is starting to make its waves on the market, Delta 8. What is Delta 8? Is it THC? Is it not? We happen to make a Farm Bill compliant Delta 8 that can be transported through state lines and shipped all across the U.S. So this is a really awesome new development that we had. I like to explain Delta 8 as about half as potent as THC. Also, another explanation is it will give you the body feelings of a 1-to-1, but as far as mental clarity, it's really neat. I've really enjoyed getting to use this product during the daytime, and excited for others to try as well.
Less of a head high?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So
I definitely need to try that.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a lot about your products and your processes. Tell me, what is one thing that you feel like is your true X factor here at Nature's Key?
I would say without a doubt it'd be our medical line. Nature's Key, you know, we're really excited to be helping the 4,000 patients that have already gotten their cards and are able to access medicine, but we also know that there's a lot of people out there that are still hurting, that you know, may have doubts about cannabis. And we want to provide them an experience that, one, can be repeatable, but not be overwhelming, and address their each individual unique needs, and allow them to live a higher quality of life. And so as far as I'm concerned, that demographic lies within this line right here. And so this is my passion and what I believe our true X factor is.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing with us
Thank you,
today.
Leslie.
Thank you.
Joe, holy cow. Like I said, man, that was one of the coolest experiences I've had so far. I mean, me being a flower guy, you know, grow days are still really cool, but I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a legit scientist down there, you know, with your crew and how professional they are and how neat and just, like I said, how professional they are down there. You've got a really rock star crew.
Thank you.
Rock star crew.
Thanks.
Thanks again for taking us down there.
Of course.
You know, with all the exciting stuff that we just kind of showed the community and got to see in the lab, I'm guessing there's been a few choice maybe partnerships or some lucky coming together with people to maybe kind of either help develop something new or just continue to expand. Are there any exciting partnerships that you know kind of got going on that you'd want to talk about?
Absolutely,
or anything that's kinda
Cody.
helped you?
You know, so one of the joys of being in this industry is that it really is a community of people that want to help one another.
Right.
And so by virtue of being in that business, we've been able to run into some like-minded people that want to further our journey and that we'd like to further theirs. So one exciting one as of recent, there is a professional power lifter by the name of Ray Willingham. He is based right here out of Oklahoma City, and he is one of 50 men in the world currently to ever bench press over 500 pounds. So he'll be competing at Mr. Olympia and 3 other different big competitions this year. But he came to us about 5 months ago and said, you know, I'm in pain. How can we fix this? So we gave him our normal strength pain stick because we have a whole CBD business as well with edibles, topicals, in which we encourage people to layer their therapies. We gave him our normal human strength one. He said, you know, I just need this freak strength. And so we ended up formulating one with 1,000 milligrams, and he is very pumped to get out and get in that community, in which it's a really cool gym. He represents the powerlifting, but his 2 other partners, one of which is bodybuilding, and his wife is the bikini gal. So between those 3 genres, there are a lot of people that are hurting and need some relief. Another partnership that is new as of recent, we partnered with a group of ladies called Modern Miss Jane. And the founder of this group, she is a real go-getter. She legend has it that she worked with Mary Kay for about 18 months and won 3 pink Cadillacs during that time. So she has a group of 15 women, soon to be 25, that have their own personal Instagram pages that market, you know, fitness products, but then also relief products. So our CBD gummy line, as well as our topicals, are going to be injected into their business to help support them. And then lastly, one I'm really excited for, I was out doing a pop-up at a dispensary, and there was this food truck out front. Well, it happened to be a vegan food truck. The best vegan food I've ever had in my life, mind you. And they're called the Beatbox. So they've 2 young getting kids that we're just so excited to be partnering with. With them, we're going to be developing and helping them out in some of their dessert line. We're considering doing some Delta 8 products, some R&D. We're actually going to be in the kitchen this weekend with them, seeing what we might be able to come up with. So that's also a really cool partnership that we're looking forward to getting off the ground.
It's hard to imagine where this thing could go. You know, there's so many exciting things going on for you. You know, it seems like you've got a multitude of avenues of possibilities and directions that you could take this Nature's Key and this vehicle. But I got to ask you, where do you see it? Where do you see this in the future, say 5, 10 years, or maybe even less, you know? I mean, where are you wanting to take nature?
What we want to create in Oklahoma is a medical ecosystem by which people feel comfortable, people feel confident, by which no patient would ever have to travel more than 20 miles to be near a dispensary that, one, can tell them every bit of information and knowledge that they need to know about the products that they're purchasing, to feel confident about that decision, and to also get the product that is unique to them and what they need. I think what we're doing with one of our partnerships being Silverleaf Dispensary is driving at just that. Silverleaf, for those who don't know, is a dispensary run by 2 nurses, people who have been helping people the entirety of their life. We viewed this as a really important partnership because at the end of the day, we have a vision. I can attempt to convince people, but ultimately I believe that the health experts that help us out will be able to transcend that 3.5 million people that are on the edge and provide them a comfortable atmosphere by which to do that.
Wow. Okay. So that's really interesting. This medical ecosystem that you talk about. It's I love that you are putting focus more back into the user and end user experience and trying to make it as easy as possible for them. I've never heard of Silverleaf Dispensary, so I'm really excited to go over there and kind of talk to the professionals, like you said. To be really honest, you've knocked out all the questions that I had for you today. So if you're ready, I think Leslie's over there at the dispensary, and we can meet up with her and go kind of talk to the medical professionals and tell them how and see how it all works.
Let's do this.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jerry at Silverleaf Senior Cannabis. Jerry, will you tell me a little bit about your Nature's Key partnership?
Absolutely. We're thrilled to have Nature's Key as a partner here at Silverleaf Senior Cannabis for many reasons, but mainly because it's the medicinal line, the medicinal approach that Nature's Key offers that nobody else offers. That's where we come in. We're tied in because we're a dispensary focused on the medicinal aspect.
Joe told me back at the lab that they focus on making a product for everyone. Can you tell me what type of patients their products have been helping?
Well, Nature's Key is helping all the patients from a pediatric standpoint up to the senior base. And it's just so amazing to see the testimonials and hear the testimonials that are coming back in that these patients are getting relief from, strictly from the medicinal line of Nature's Key edible.
So tell me, Jerry, are you only serving seniors here?
Absolutely not. We are serving anybody with an Oklahoma medical marijuana card. Anybody without a card, they can still come into Silverleaf Senior Cannabis and get CBD without a card.
Oh, awesome. Jerry, thank you so much for having us out today. Will you let everybody know kind of where you're located and what times they can come see you?
Absolutely. We are located at Northwest 53rd in Meridian, 5300 North Meridian Avenue. We're open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for having us today.
Appreciate
Back to you, Joe and Cody.
Okay, Joe, that was really interesting. You know, as someone who considers themselves a patient first and foremost, and I'm used to hearing the obstacles from a grower dealing with a living plant and dealing with some of the environment and the climate and things like that. But could you help me understand maybe some of the obstacles you've come across in trying to not only create a repeatable product, but also a repeatable product for a vast array of different type of patients?
Sure, absolutely. So some of the obstacles that we had to face, I guess from day one, was how do we make an edible?
That's a good start, yeah.
We got, we were very, very fortunate to be one of the first 2 individuals to get the particular machine down in the factory that we have from Europe.
Okay.
It's a Baker Perkins machine.
Wow.
And as part of this, you would think, okay, I just plug this in and play. It was not that easy.
Right, read the manual. Okay, I can get this thing.
No, we definitely had to source the help of some experts in the space. So we had a gal from Hershey's that had a 20-year career there come up and consult with us to help with our flavor, our texture, and everything else to ensure that we had a tasty, delicious repeatable edible. You know, in any environment, especially Oklahoma, you're going to have temperatures that vary up and down. So as far as, you know, our transport process, simply maintain consistent temperatures down in the factory. We went through some trial and error, but we're very grateful to be in a great place right now, in which we confidently feel we provide the highest quality repeatable edible in Oklahoma. And some of the obstacles as well, in which we're vastly different from any other edibles brand out there, is 1 gram of sugar.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, and listen, when you're eating candy, you can expect a high sugar rush. If we're going to live by wellness in all we do, it would be irresponsible for us to say, this will make you better. But we can get it down to 1 gram of sugar. We got it to no FD&C additives. And lastly, we don't use any artificial colors or flavorings.
Wow.
So as far as a high quality edible item, again, we confidently feel like we are the best in Oklahoma.
What's that one thing that you want the community to know before we really take them behind the brand and show them what Nature's Key is?
We have a wide variety of options that can suit anyone's medical need, from, you know, the 6-year-old child who's been suffering from 3 to 4 hour long seizures for a year. Yeah. And not only that person, but their family needs the relief to deal with that stress and trauma. Right. All the way up to the 97-year-old grandma, confession, my grandma, who just turned 100 yesterday.
Wow.
But at 97 finally said to me, you know, I'd rather die right now than be in this much pain. I surrender. You know, give me something that can help. To the person that honestly just wants to consume a 1,000 milligram gummy bag and forget their name on the weekend, that's your right. But it's our job to provide a pathway for you to get there safely, effectively, and repeatably.